day, colleagues. So, in this presentation, I welcome you all to Medical Ultrasound Academy. So, today I want to share a fascinating vascular ultrasound case demonstrating a double right jugular vein in anatomical variation that is particularly important to recognize because of its potential implications during vascular access and other procedures involving the neck. So, when we perform ultrasound, we should remember one important principle: anatomy does not always follow the textbook. Let us look at this case together. So, this is the right side of the neck. See what is going on there. Look, this is the common carotid artery. What is that? What is that? What is that? This is the right side. This is appearing on the right side. So, before concentrating on the abnormality, I always remember orienting yourself anatomically. Identify the surrounding soft tissues, the vascular structures, and the relationship to one another. What immediately makes this case interesting is that instead of identifying the expected single jugular venous channel, we can appreciate two venous structures on the right side. So you can see this one, this venous channel, and this is another venous channel there. So you can appreciate what is happening there. So using color Doppler is extremely useful here because it confirms that these structures contain a vascular flow. Remember that red and blue do not automatically mean artery and vein. The colors represent the direction of blood flow relative to the transducer according to the selected color map. How would we confirm that these are veins? If we encounter this appearance during a real examination, color Doppler alone is not enough. The next important maneuver is compression. A vein should normally demonstrate compressibility, while the adjacent artery should remain relatively resistant to compression. We can also use spectral Doppler. The artery should demonstrate a pulsatile arterial waveform, whereas the jugular venous channels should demonstrate a venous waveform influenced by respiration and right-sided cardiac activity. Therefore, our identification should be based on a combination of anatomical location, compressibility, color Doppler, and spectral Doppler characteristics. So the key findings in this case: the important finding is the presence of two right jugular venous channels. This represents a venous anatomical variation. When encountering an apparent duplication, it is also useful to follow both channels longitudinally and determine their cause, because this helps distinguish the duplication from branching, confluence, or anatomical adjacent veins. Why does this matter? You may ask, if this is simply an anatomical variation, why should you care? The answer is that recognition can become very important during central venous catheterization at the neck interventions. If the operator assumes that every patient is conventionally vascular anatomy, an unexpected vessel can create confusion. So pre-procedural ultrasound allows to establish the number, position, the size, the cause of the vessels before needle advancement. So the practical scanning approach: when you identify unusual vascular anatomy, do not stop after obtaining one transverse image. First, scan through the region in the transverse plane, then rotate the transducer and evaluate the vessels longitudinally. Follow each vessel cranially and caudally. Apply gentle compression. Use color Doppler to establish flow. Then, when necessary, obtain spectral Doppler waveforms. This systematic approach helps answer the most important question: what exactly are these vessels and where do they go? The major teaching point from this case is simple: never assume normal anatomy before you have demonstrated it. When something looks unusual, investigate, change your scanning plane, apply compression, use color Doppler, use spectral Doppler, follow the structure along its course. That is how we move from simply seeing an ultrasound image to actually interpreting anatomy. So, colleagues, this was our case of a double right jugular vein demonstrated in ultrasound with color Doppler. It is an excellent example of why ultrasound practitioners need to understand not only normal anatomy and pathology but also normal anatomical variations. If you found this useful, please subscribe to Medical Ultrasound Academy, like the video and share with your colleagues. And remember our principle: learn, interpret, and excel. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in our next ultrasound case discussion. It's a bye for now.